house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this good time. A little bit. Did I rush you? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan. With me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
Yo.
We got Bam in the control booth.
Yo.
This is episode 248. Bowl season rolls on, and we are on the NFL Week 18. Hit that like and subscribe button if you don't mind. Christmas is come and gone. We've got New Year's right around the corner, and we got a lot of meaningful football starting bright and early tomorrow morning. Bowl games all day. The following day, on New Year's Day, you've got the college football playoff. Actually, we do have one tomorrow night, the first leg of the college football playoff, but it's about to get exciting. We've got NFL Week 18, try to decipher who cares coming up in any of these games. And then we've got postseason football right around the way in the NFL that I am very excited about. I have made a substantial wager on a team to win the Super Bowl, which we'll get to here in a minute. And then this week I have my biggest college football bet of the year so far. It's been a train wreck, but we can get a lot of it back this week or lose even more and go further into the hole, and then who cares? Episode 248. How are you feeling?
Good.
How was your Christmas?
It was good.
I don't think you're feeling that good. I think that was a customary good, which we'll get to our circa million recap soon. But you said your Christmas was good?
Yeah.
Bam, how was your Christmas?
It was good.
Did you get any tater tot casserole?
No, I did not.
No?
Didn't make any.
Nobody else made it?
Nah, I'm the only one who knows how to make that.
Did Reed make his world-famous Walmart boudin?
No, he did not.
What has he been doing?
Not wanting to be Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't tell you about that?
No. You typically get Reed to be Santa
well,
Claus?
we always switch off. Sorry if you're a kid listening and you still believe in Santa Claus, but every Christmas
You think there's
Eve,
children? Hold on, pause. You think there's children listening to this?
No, I don't, but I'm just saying.
Bam.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for
So anyway.
Yeah, that's our biggest demographic.
Yeah, Bam, we're betting on
Children
sports.
under 10 years
All
old.
right, I get it.
Bam, you are crazy. Bam, this is you've been in that chair for a minute now, okay? You gotta get it. So he thinks there's fucking kids that still believe in Santa Claus listening to this show.
No.
Does Reed believe? Is that what you're worried about?
Let me get to it.
Go ahead.
So on Christmas Eve, we always switch off on who's Santa Claus, who isn't. I've done it a couple times. Jesse's done it a couple times. Reed's done it once. My uncle's done it. But basically, we dress up like Santa. You go in, you give the kids presents, and then you leave.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're there, and my aunt comes up to us, and she goes, Bam, Reed. Or she goes, Bam, the person I had coming to do Santa Claus, he's got the flu. I need a sub in. And Reed said he's not going to do it. I said, well, I'm not doing it. Like, what are you, crazy? I've done it way more times than Reed. So I go up to talk to Reed, and I'm like, dude, you got to do it. Like, you've had a couple drinks. You're already feeling yourself. Just get in the damn Santa suit. And he's like, I'm not doing it because Alex never done it. Meanwhile, Alex in North Carolina, he's like, I'm not doing it again until Alec does it. I'm like, it's kind of a week out.
How many kids do y'all have at this Christmas? Like, are they?
There's probably about 10 of them that get presents.
Like young kids?
Yeah.
Okay. So they can't. Reed walks in with probably tequila on his breath, and they're like, Santa! Boudin in his teeth and fucking. And they believe it?
Yeah.
They're not like that. It looks just like every single other person in this room, like rotates Santa Claus every year.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Reed made a
Get in the Santa suit, Reed. Get in the Santa suit. I still can't get past Bam at least having the wherewithal to put a disclaimer out there that I'm about to spoil Santa Claus for any of the kids up late listening to this. Yeah, that was crazy. You all right over there?
No.
What was that?
Fucking virus.
Yeah, Yeah. So did you get what you were? No, you didn't get what you were asking for, actually.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he has to win. Circa Millions update didn't go well for us. We were sitting in 41st, and we have, to say the least, we have limped to the finish line. We now find ourselves number 125, 1 week to go. A 5-0 will get us back to where we were. A 5-0 would be just what the doctor ordered. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's not over yet. So until the final nail's in the coffin, I still have hope. We need to go 5-0. Minimum 4-1. Anything less, we're done for. Yeah, it's depressing. I don't want to go too deep into it. We'll wait and see how it plays out. We had the Bears plus 3.5. They lose by 4 with a chance. Incredible game, back and forth. A chance to go. Punched in for the win and the cover there late. We had the Packers. I'm going to be completely honest. I fully expected Jordan Love to play. I thought he would go. If they ask you if your head hurts, tell them no. It's as simple as that. But he didn't. The Packers still had a chance, and honestly, Malik Willis played incredible. But then that shot wore off in the shoulder for 5 seconds, and in comes Clayton Tune to Bo Melton for an interception to completely just destroy us. And then what was the third one? Oh, no. What was the third one? We had Packers, we had Bears.
Panthers.
And then the Panthers. That one was brutal, too. We took the Panthers plus 7, and they were in that game the entire time. Defensive battle, I think it was 6-6 at halftime. And they ended up getting the interception in the end zone, an incredible play. And then the first play on offense, Chuba Hubbard fumbles the ball, gives it right back to Seattle, and that was a wrap. And Bryce Young played like a sack of shit. So you got to get lucky in these contests. I've said it like a broken record. We have not. In these last few weeks, we really haven't. With the quarterback injuries, it's been a train wreck. It's been a good year. It's not over. One more week to go. Like I said, I don't want to get into a boo-hoo, feel sorry for yourself fest until, really at all, but until the final nail's in the coffin. So we got to go 5-0. We went and watched those super fun games at the sports book that Bam brought us to. What do you have to say for yourself?
Wish we'd have won some money.
No, what do you have to say? That wasn't a sports book, Bam. That was a restaurant. That was a restaurant. Well, that was a Buffalo Wild Wings without the branding. What did you think of that place?
I told y'all not to get the hopes up.
You told us that after you talked about it a bunch. And then we were like, yeah, we'll go. And then it was like day of, and you're like, just so you know, it sucks. And we're like, well, we're already in the car. We're here.
Yeah, all I've heard of, they redid the treasure chest.
Yeah.
They redid the treasure chest.
We had to sit on bar stools.
We got to the parking lot, and I said,
Uh-oh.
Christ.
Yeah. You smell that?
It's a big box.
There's asbestos.
It's a box store.
Yeah.
It looked like a Walmart.
It looks like a American Factory Direct.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we go in there, and what do you know? We lose all of our fucking money. But Bam said it's great. Bam. You know what we did when we went to the real sports book? We took them for a couple racks. We won a boatload of cash. We went 4-1 in the contest. You brought us to a dump. You brought us to a dump for $20 nachos and frozen chicken fingers. You said, it's great. I love this place. You said, I win here. This place pays. That's exactly what he said. Right when he said that in the parking lot when we pulled up, I said, fuck.
Yeah, you said the wings are really good. Then you ordered a
nachos.
big old fucking platter of nachos.
The nachos are damn good, too.
But, yeah, what do you have to say for yourself?
You live and you learn. We'll go back to the normal sports book next time.
You live and you learn. You had been there, though. You had already learned. You duped us.
I'll never go back to the treasure chest again.
I don't see myself ever going in there as well unless, like, something seriously is wrong. Like, I can't say never. I guess you never know what might happen. Maybe I get in a high-speed chase and I got to go, somebody's trying to kill me, and I just happen to be right next to it, and it's the only place to fucking get safety.
Or if Reed's in there and he's down $25,000, then we'll go in there and try to get him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deal.
Bam.
But other than that, yeah, no way.
Long story short, that place fucking stunk. There was 4 recliners. and just a band of misfits. You got nothing. He's got nothing. You got nothing to say. Yeah, don't go there if you're looking for a sports book. Don't go anywhere in Kenner.
And then then they go full screen on like one of the most important plays of the damn game. In the middle of the play, so you can't even see what's happening.
Yeah. All right, we have a ton of bowl games again. We had one just finish, but we already did our recapping on the board, so it will roll over to the next week. It was Illinois plus 2.5. They won the game outright against Tennessee. Did anything else go on in between last time we recorded and now other than Stephon Diggs? For those who don't know, the kids that are listening, that Bam thinks listen to the show, cover your ears. But Stephon Diggs choked his chef unconscious and then had to go find a new chef. And he said, bitch, what do I look like? You think I'm going to pay 2 chefs? And I get what he's saying. That wouldn't be smart. I mean, what are your thoughts on Stephon Diggs choking his chef, Bam, on his way to competing for a Super Bowl with Drake May on the doorstep of an MVP trophy?
Probably should have made that damn steak better. I'm kidding.
When did this incident happen?
We got to send Bam to podcast on 101. Okay. Bam probably should have made that steak better. I'm kidding. I didn't even say anything. I'm kidding. You shouldn't have joked about choking his chef to death. No, I mean,
I think it's stupid.
The chef for not cooking better? Yeah.
Like
this was early December, I think. So, and then he's like, I unequivocally deny this, but then he also offered to settle with her. So which one is it? You deny it, or you want to pay her to shut her mouth? No, yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, if she was the best chef in the world, I doubt he tries to choke her out. You know, if this was fucking Bobby Flay, I don't think he's trying to put hands on him. So, does it mean she was deserved to get choked out? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Probably not. But no one chokes out the best chef in the world, so we can establish she's probably not that. But yeah, Bam thinks like, you think the FCC's listening to this, Bam? He's like, the kids don't, Santa, cover your ears. And he's like, I'm sorry. I don't think that woman should have got assaulted. It's like, anyway, he's got to.
You're doing great, Bam. Serious. I got a lot of compliments about the podcast.
Are you
specifically about Bam? Yeah,
I've gotten a few as well, I will say.
Over Christmas.
Sweet.
From who? You don't want to go that deep. You're just making it up.
No, I'm not making it up. I'm actually being serious.
Okay. Yeah. No.
One person said, "I love how y'all give them shit."
Yeah. Yeah. I've had people question. Like my brother was like, "Are y'all just mean to Bam?" And it's like, mean or just fucking with? Like, it's not. There's a difference. Like, but any podcast since the end of time, if you look back, they like. They do that with the producer of the podcast, the guy switching the cameras. It's like they give him shit, but then you also say off the wall shit, Bam, where you're like, I'm gonna bet the under in this one. I just have a funny feeling, and they score 85 fucking points in the first half.
Oh damn FIU!
But yeah, no, I think you do a fine job.
Thank you.
So anyway, something funny over there?
Nothing.
What's he laughing about?
I have no clue.
He's uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable.
But he's so happy right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Bam likes an occasional pat on the head. All right, let's get into the recap and then try to find some winners. Again, like I said, this is week 18 in the NFL. You could get victimized like myself, betting the Raiders last week, and then the very next day, a fucking cup of coffee later, they go, we're going to bench all of our good players. So sometimes that shit happens. And look, Raiders -1.5 was my lock, and we'll get to a full recap very shortly. But that was dead in the water the second they sat Brock Bowers down. And then they turn right back around and they sit Max Crosby down, who doesn't want to sit out. So the Raiders told you they're tanking. I thought the Giants would have the wherewithal to tank because they could have been guaranteed the number one. But I also thought Jackson Dart played like absolute dog shit every time I've ever watched him this year. And then the Raiders have some talented pieces amongst their piles and piles of dog shit. But that was a disaster. They sat if you listen to the breakdown, I'm like, Genty's going to have success running. Bowers is the best player on the field, and Crosby's going to come up with timely, big-time sacks. And they basically took every single person that I said out of the game. But if that's what it takes to have bad weeks, so be it. We're going to try to get back to the winner's circle here. To recap the bowl games, we'll go very quickly because there's a lot. Like I said, Illinois just beat Tennessee, so that's a winner, but that will be added to next week's recap just because we're not going to go ahead and re-fuck with the board. We had Hawaii minus 1.5. Actually, the 3 that rolled over the previous week was Western Kentucky and, what was it, Southern Miss. I had the over, not even close. UNLV and Ohio, we had the over, even more not even close. They scored 27 fucking points in the game. So it's bowl season. We got victimized by the who fucking knows how this is going to go. Hawaii minus 1.5. This was Christmas Eve. This was an incredible game. I sat there for a second. I was like, I wonder how many people are up right now. 11:30. It's about to be Christmas Day. How many people are up right now with money on Hawaii watching the Rainbow Warriors fucking pull it out at the very end of the game? I think it might have been it was a second or third string quarterback throws a dime with like 10 seconds left and they get the touchdown. I was like, this is what it's all about. I was just sitting there. I was like, this was, I think you were up. We were texting about it. You're not normally up late. I was like, this is what it's all about. This is bowl season. This is peak college football betting. Christmas Eve. Christmas is minutes away. But in Hawaii, they're fucking pulling out a win, you know?
Yeah.
Central Michigan plus 10.5. Not good. Northwestern blew the doors off of them. We had New Mexico, Minnesota under 43.5. This one went to overtime, still went under. FIU, UTSA over 59.5. This was the fun one where Bam said, I'm going to go under. Like somebody who had never once watched the Roadrunners play football. And my God, Owen McCown, just put us on your back. The total was 59.5. UTSA scored 57. Went way over. Pitt minus 10. Terrible. Narduzzi, my God, one of these days Pat Narduzzi is going to pull his head out of his ass in a bowl game and have his team ready to go. They were not. This was a disgrace. It really was. ECU, it wasn't even as close as the score indicated. Pitt was not ready to play this game. ECU won by 6 outright without Hauser at quarterback. Clemson minus 3 was my lock. Jesus Christ. That's about all I got there. It's a misleading score. It was 22-10. Penn State scored 16 points in the fourth quarter. It was 6-3 at halftime. And the only reason they got the only reason Penn State got 3 of their 6 was because Clemson did the worst fake punt I've ever fucking seen in a weather, cold, windy, defensive battle. The punter, it was just a terrible fake punt. Just handed them 3 points. Dabo Swinney's a piece of shit. So, UConn Army under 43.5. Never has a chance when Army, a service academy team, is going to score 41 points. Nearly went over themselves. BYU minus 4.5. This one was a tough pill to swallow because we had BYU minus 4.5 and ended up going down to 3.5. I bet it again. They won by 4. I felt like there was 15 points scored in the second half. BYU scored all of them. It was 21-10 going into halftime. I'm trying to think, was there a pick 6? How closely were you watching this? There was
not that close until the end.
They got back-to-back touchdowns somehow. I'm blanking on it. Let me see. Yeah, so that's what it was. Fucking BYU muffed the kick. They muffed Georgia Tech goes 10 plays, 76 yards for a touchdown, and then BYU muffs the kick return. 1 play, 6 yards, touchdown. So they got 14 points, just like that. So that was it was 10-7. BYU was up, and then you finally get Georgia Tech finally finds their way back into the end zone. They go up 14-10, and then one play turnaround, it's 21-10 in the blink of an eye, and you're like, okay, what the fuck just happened? I felt like BYU defensively was playing well, like I expected, and it kind of went to shit there. You take that out of the equation, BYU covers this number. I mean, they outgained them. They were 50% on third down, won the time of possession, didn't run the ball as well as I thought they would, but anyway, it's a loser on the show. You could have certainly gotten a 3.5 if you liked BYU. It was widely available. So -4.5, though, is a loser. Fresno State -5.5, they cover. San Diego State +3.5. We got victimized by Mestamaker deciding he was going to play for North Texas, and it didn't matter. You talked about him. Bert Emanuel was going fucking bananas. Might have ran for 400 yards if he didn't get hurt. And then they go to the backup, Crum, who sucks. But my God, he fucking put us on his back. And what a way to cover the original number, because people had North Texas -6.5. If you bet it late when Mestamaker decided to play, it shot back up to 6.5. Long story short, San Diego State ends up losing this game by, I think it was 2.
Yep.
Why can I not find it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, they lose 47-49 in an absolute back and forth. But this was a game where, I mean, it took 27 fourth quarter points from San Diego State. I'm assuming they sat Mestamaker. North Texas had to sit Mestamaker down and go to the backup.
No.
They didn't?
No.
Okay. How the fuck? Whatever.
They just started getting stops.
Yeah.
And the big thing, like, number one, we weren't expecting Mestamaker to play.
No.
We were also expecting Bert Emanuel to
go crazy,
play the whole game because he had 170 rushing yards and less than 1/2 a play.
Yeah. 2 touchdowns on 11 carries.
So it's like when he went down, I was like, shit, because the biggest surprise to me was how much success North Texas was having running the ball here.
Yeah, Caleb Hawkins, 30 carries, 198 yards.
And the other guy, too, number
16
20.
carries, 150.
I was like, Jesus, this defense is supposed to be good. They were down a couple guys in the secondary, but I was like, Jesus, they can't get a stop. And then finally, in the fourth quarter, they started being able to stop the run just a little bit. And
Mestamaker 2
San Diego State returned a punt for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And that's kind of really what got them back in that game.
But then the final touchdown, I think there was no timeouts. They did the quarterback sneak, and he fucking reaches the ball over. It was like, that was fantastic. You got to be absolutely sick to your stomach if you bet North Texas, but go fuck yourself. Virginia +4. They went outright against Mizzou. Chandler Morris. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know the exact stat line. Yeah, threw it a lot, didn't do much, didn't play great, very low-scoring game. Perbula was in the portal for Missouri and then also hurt, I think. So, yeah, Zollers is not a good quarterback. So, Virginia gets the outright win. LSU Houston, under 41.5 because these two teams stink and can't score, and it was 38-35. LSU loses to the Houston Cougars. After jumping out the gates, what was it, 14-0? Right off the rip. Barry Brown, I think, took a kick return to the house. We stink, but not for long. Not for long. Georgia Southern -7. A pretty non-competitive game. App State, if you had watched them at all before, even with A.J. Swan, they fucking stunk. And then I said I was going to go fast in this, and I lied. This is taking a while. And then today we had Coastal L.A. Tech under 51.5. Just a back-and-forth defensive battle. So I go 8-8 on the week, 61-81-4, 7-11 in my locks of the week. You go 10-6, 51-51-2. 11-7 in your locks of the week. Do you have any takeaways that you wanted to touch on?
Not really.
Yeah, like anything that I didn't already say.
No.
Okay, Bam, how did you do?
I went 8-8. Lost the lock of the week with LSU under 41.5. 8-8 on the locks of the week for the season. 32-34.
All righty. And with that being said, we will turn our attention to the next round of bowl season games, which if you look at it, we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we're done by Friday until we get back in here for what'll be just the college football playoff going forward. So we'll give you the nobody gives a fuck about bowl games first. And although there is some good matchups on paper, and then we'll get to the college football playoff at the end. We started off with the Relia Quest Bowl. You've got Vanderbilt laying 5.5 points. The total sits at 45.5. Iowa taking on Vanderbilt. The final game of Diego Pavia's illustrious college football career, where he went from a nobody at New Mexico State, but we knew about him. He went from pissing on the logo at New Mexico State to finding himself in the Heisman Trophy conversation at Vanderbilt. Eli Stowers, the tight end, one of their better players, is not playing in this game as far as I can tell. It looks like he opted out. Pavia, I don't know if there's been anything official, but I would be absolutely shocked if he didn't play. Vanderbilt's obviously going to have a ton of motivation being left out of the college football playoff. Kirk Ferentz expects everybody to play for Iowa. Which way are you going? Does it matter that Vanderbilt's going to have a lot of motivation?
I don't know. This is tough because I want to take Iowa, but I hate to
fade Pavia on his way out the door. I want to take Iowa too. I said we do it. Fuck them.
Yeah, Iowa plus 5.5.
Too many points.
Yeah.
This is a game where Iowa is that team that drags you into the deep waters and you play their style of play. And Vanderbilt will play. That's kind of their style as well. I do think you take Stowers out of the equation. He's a guy who does a lot for you on the offensive side of the ball. With everybody playing for Iowa, this is a defense that you saw take Oregon into deep waters. And what was it, a 16-14 game that Oregon pulled out late? This is a team that it's probably a slow back-and-forth affair. It's a low total at 45.5. So, yeah, I'll take the Hawkeyes getting 5.5. You as well?
Yep.
Which way are you going, Bam?
Put me on it.
Okay. With that being said, we have gotten burned by Pavia because we were all over Diego Pavia to start. At least I was. I don't forget you fading him in that bowl game that one year, and he went absolutely fucking crazy. Put the team on his back. That was when he was at New Mexico. Yeah. We were on opposite sides. Ever since then, he went and played at the SEC. I was like, not going to work. Bet against him at every turn, lost every single time around the way. He was upset in Auburn when he was at New Mexico State on the wrong side of that. So it's been a disaster fading Diego Pavia, but one more time on the way out the door. Iowa plus 5.5. We go to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Arizona State taking on Duke. Duke's laying 3 points. Total sits at 48.5. Noteworthy opt-outs he's also injured, is obviously Sam Leavitt, the quarterback for Arizona State. He is in the portal, and as I just mentioned, also injured. So looks like Jeff Sims is going to get the start at quarterback, but freshman Cam Dyer is expected to get snaps. At least that's what Dillingham has said. They're going to be without their stud wide receiver Jordan Tyson as well. He's going to probably be a first-round draft pick in the NFL. Quarterback Darian Mensah pondered going to the NFL draft, but decided he's coming back to Duke, so he will play in this game. Duke's laying 3 points. I'm going to lay the 3 points with Duke, just from the standpoint of you're not getting me with fucking Jeff Sims. I've played that game one too many times. Not going to get me. Maybe this other kid's a stud who I have no idea about, Cam Dyer. But I know Darian Mensah is really good, and there was talks on is Dillingham going to leave. Doesn't sound like he is, but it seems like Leavitt's on his way out the door. You're going to be without one of the best receivers in the country. I'll take Duke -3. Which way are you going?
Yeah, I'm going Duke too. I think Sims can't pass.
No, he can't. And I trust Manny Diaz too, although the defense, they're missing a lot of people. They're missing key contributors on that side of the ball. Number 7, the defensive end, Vincent maybe, and then I think they're going to be without Rivers. Key contributors, Manny Diaz is a defensive mind. Whenever you got a guy back there that can't throw the football, makes it a lot easier to scheme up trying to stop him running it. Maybe we get Jeff Sims and fucking he runs all over us, but I mean we've seen this movie too many times at this point. So you're taking Duke as well?
Yep.
Which way are you going, Bam?
Same.
Darian Mensah, the $1 Million Man, is going to get us to the window. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, big-time matchup, ranked matchup. Two of the biggest brands in the sport. Michigan taking on Texas. You got the Longhorns laying 7. The total sits at 48.5. You feel good about this one?
Not really.
I think I might, but which way?
I like Michigan.
I like Michigan too.
Texas without 7 of its top 11 defenders.
Yeah, if you go by snap
Michigan's
count.
going to be without a good bit of guys too, it looks like.
No. I see 3. The edge rushers, Derek Moore, Barham, who sometimes gets kicked out of the game for assaulting people after the whistle anyway, but a stud. He's number 1 on the defensive side. And then offensive lineman El Hadi, maybe. Outside of that, I don't see many. Who else do you see?
I see a lot of potential opt-outs.
Well, yeah, but okay, I'm going
and
confirm.
it says Poggi expects more opt-outs.
Did you say that's Biff Poggi?
Biff Poggi.
You don't know Biff Poggi?
Biff Poggi.
From Charlotte?
No.
Biff Poggi's going to win this fucking game. With the cutoffs? The cutoff sleeves? Yeah, no. As Sarkisian, there's been rumors of is Sarkisian going to the NFL, and their recruiting class is not good, and Arch stinks, and they're losing all these fucking guys on the defensive side of the ball going to the NFL. The writing's on the wall. I'll take the Wolverines. It was 7.5 there for a minute. Money came in on them, but best we can get is there is 7.5. It's heavily juiced. We'll take Michigan plus 7. Which way are you going, Bam?
I'm going to go the over, 48.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, you got Kyle Whittingham coming over from Utah, so you get a little bit of stability. He's in the building, they said, been at practice. Everything went to shit for Michigan very fast. And is Bryce Underwood going to stay? Who knows? Who cares? Is he playing in this game? As far as I can tell. So, still a good defense. Even with, look, you lose some top guys. That's tough. I think they have enough on the defensive side of the ball to rattle Arch Manning still. So, and then with Texas, this was a team that was kind of led by the defense, although it wasn't as good as last year. And you're losing all of your top contributors, basically. Colin Simmons is obviously still going to be there rushing the passer off the edge, but you lose Anthony Hill at linebacker. You lose almost the entire secondary. It makes life a lot more difficult. So give us the Wolverines plus a touchdown. One that I hope you feel good about. The SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl, Nebraska taking on Utah. Utah's laying 2 touchdowns. 50.5 points is the total. This is Kyle Whittingham, who I just mentioned, is leaving Utah, going to Michigan. He's not going to be coaching in the bowl game. Nebraska, Dylan Raiola, is not playing in this game. They said he's hurt for the year, but also in the portal. Emmett Johnson, the running back going to the NFL, he's not going to play. I think the backup quarterback might be out. That's why you see such a...
I think TJ Lateef is now going to play.
Okay.
Who is TJ Lateef?
Yeah, exactly. That's why this is still 14. So he came out and said, no, on second thought, guys, I am going to play, and the line did nothing. So Dampier is expected to play for Utah. I don't know what to make of this one. Do you?
Yeah, I'm going to go Utah.
You are?
Yeah.
You think they just blow the doors off Nebraska? In Vegas?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, probably. Because Dylan Raiola was this 5-star all-world quarterback, and then he fucking sucks. So you're bringing in somebody who's not that. And I don't expect the offense to necessarily get much better. So Matt Rule is about as overrated as it gets in the sport of college football. So, yeah, I'll lay 14. It's a big number, and it's a hold your nose and fucking hope. Bam, which way are you going?
I'm going to go the over in this one also.
Okay.
50.5.
Bam loves to bet overs in games where he can't name the quarterbacks. Who's starting a quarterback for Nebraska, Bam?
Nobody knows.
Well, no, I mean, people definitely do.
We just knew.
Yeah. We just said it.
But have you ever heard of Devin Dampier?
Yeah, I have. Boy, have I. The only reason Bam knows Devin Dampier, for those listening, for the kids, is because we played a college football, NCAA college football dynasty, and he got Utah. We did the Big 12. He got Utah. He said, wow, this damn guy's good. He's fast. So, yeah, he is. Who did I have in that one? I had somebody terrible and just beat the brakes off all of y'all.
I don't know.
I had like the worst team in the Big 12. I'm blanking on who it was, but just absolutely demolished y'all. We go to Friday. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the college football playoff games. We're going to come back to them at the end. So Friday, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, you got Rice taking on Texas State. Texas State is laying 14 and a half. Total sits at 57 and a half. You like this one?
Yeah, sure.
You really like it?
I think there's only one way you can really go here.
It's got to be Texas State, right?
Yeah, you got to lay it.
So for what it's worth, this is the second shit team that did not meet the requirements to make a bowl game, but is in because of a team opting out. The first one that I can recall that was 5-7 was App State. Got the doors blown off of them by a conference opponent in Georgia Southern. So two teams that know each other well, didn't matter. They covered easily. Similar situation here.
Yeah, I mean, Rice is without their starting quarterback.
Can we get a 14?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I look, they didn't. They're in because another team didn't want to fucking play. So, would I say bet the farm on this one? No. If you do, you're a sick individual. But, yeah, we'll go Texas State minus 14. Which way are you going, Bam?
Texas State.
Okay. All right, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Navy in Cincinnati. Navy's laying a touchdown. Total sits at 54.5. Which way are you going?
Navy.
Got to do it. Is Sorsby playing? No? Can't be.
No.
Okay.
Nobody's going to play for this Cincinnati team.
Okay. I'll take Navy as well.
Or little to nobody.
Yeah. Is Corleone playing? Got to be no. He's got to be going to the NFL. D lineman.
I don't see his name here.
Interesting. All right.
But all the name. Oh. Yeah, he's not. He's declared for the draft. He's not on the depth chart.
Gotcha. Yeah, I figured he's one of the better D linemen. And with what Navy wants to do, you take him out of the equation, life becomes a lot more.
Lynchenberg's gonna
Probably Leichenberg.
Yeah. He's probably gonna start, and he's got 300 yards passing for his career.
Okay.
And the other guy, Samaj Jones, 2 pass attempts this year. True freshman.
Okay. Which way are you going, Bam?
I'm going to take the under 54.5.
Okay. Bam loves to just throw darts at the totals. I like it. All right, we go to the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. Arizona taking on SMU. Arizona's minus 2.5. Total sits at 52.5. Which way are you going?
Oh, this one's tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Arizona.
I'm going to go Arizona as well.
Add me to it.
All righty. That's all we got.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think both quarterbacks are expected to play.
Yeah.
And they're good. They're good enough quarterbacks. This should be a good game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, you got the Dukes Mayo Bowl, final one before the college football playoff. The Dukes Mayo Bowl, Wake Forest taking on Mississippi State, another 5-17 that didn't deserve to be here. But here they are, and they're laying 3 points against the Demon Deacons. Total sits at 53.5. You laying the 3 points with the superior SEC conference?
I don't know.
You're going to back Robbie Ashford?
I'm not going to lie. I've been somewhat surprised by how Ashford played this year.
This is in Charlotte, which Wake Forest is in Carolina, right?
Yeah.
For what that's worth. What is that worth? I don't know, but take that for what it's worth.
How do you feel about this one?
Not great either way. I'm going to lay 3 points with Mississippi State, though. Fuck them. Is Fluff Bothwell playing? That's all I need to know.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I'll take Mississippi State. Don't feel good about it, though. So, that's all I got. I don't think Shapen's terrible. I thought Mississippi State was competitive in spots this year. They accepted the game, so you would think that they give a shit about it. You get another opportunity to play. You didn't deserve to be here. You didn't have to go, but they decided to do it.
All right, I'll go Mississippi State too.
If you like, I got nothing to like. Which way are you going, Bam?
Give me Wake Forest.
Okay. God, I fucking love Mississippi State now. What do you like about Wake Forest, Bam?
This is a total shot in the dark.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
Who's the quarterback for Wake Forest?
Don't know the quarterback for either team.
We said it. I said both of them, Robbie Ashford and Blake Shapen. We got to get you some headphones, Bam.
Yeah, we do.
We got to get you some headphones, and we got to get you off of TikTok while we're recording.
I haven't looked at my phone once.
Bam, I've seen you back there doing TikTok dances before. All right, that's all the appetizer bowl games. Now we get to the main course. You've got the first one. First off, I'll set the table on all four. We can say which ones our locks are on. Deal?
Yep.
On Wednesday night, so tomorrow night, New Year's Eve. Yeah, they're going to be competing with the final episode of Stranger Things, but we'll make do. You got Miami taking on Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. Then New Year's Day, which is going to be a damn good day of college football. You've got Oregon and Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl. Then you've got Alabama and Indiana in the Rose Bowl. I love the Rose Bowl for what it's worth. Always have. Then you close out the night with the All-State Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss, Georgia, and New Orleans. Which one's your lock? Which game?
Alabama, Indiana.
Oh, wow. So I have two that I'm confident in. That's one of them. My lock is going to be in the Orange Bowl, Oregon, Texas Tech. Bam, which one is your lock?
Orange Bowl.
All right, fuck. That's all right. That's fucking clear as day which way Bam's going there. But all right, we'll start it off in the Cotton Bowl. Miami, Ohio State. The Buckeyes are laying 9.5 points. The total sits at 40.5, a very low 40.5 for a game that's in Jerry's World in Arlington, where the Cowboys play. You just watched Miami go play Texas A&M on the road and win 10-3. And then you just watched last time Ohio State lose to Indiana in the Big Ten Championship 13-10. You think this total's justified being this low?
Yes.
I think it's too low. I'm not on the total currently, but 40 fucking points in a game that has Jeremiah Smith on the field? I think we're getting crazy here. I think the Buckeyes, I don't know. We'll see. Which way are you going? You feel good about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's hard to imagine Miami's offense getting it going here.
Yeah, I agree.
Look, against A&M, they were 3 for 12 on third down, 278 total yards. It wasn't a good day for Carson Beck. Now they're facing the number one defense in the nation, number one scoring defense, number one total defense, number one defense in yards per play allowed, number one defense in schedule-adjusted defensive efficiency. It's like, I think it's just going to be a really tough day for them to score here. And I think that's why the total's so low. And, you really kind of look at this and start looking at against the spread here. The only reason why this is, not a bigger number is because what Miami offers defensively. and what we kind of saw Ohio State face against Indiana in the Big Ten Championship, where Indiana's front seven created a lot of havoc. It's like, can Miami replicate that or do something similar to keep this game somewhat close?
They've certainly got the D-line to go toe-to-toe, for sure. Ruben Bain's obviously going to be a high-end first-round pick.
I'm going to bet that Ohio State can do enough offensively here, and I feel confident in that just because I think they won't have to do a ton because of how good their defense is. So I feel comfortable laying 9.5 with Ohio State.
I agree. I'm on the same side. I think the difference here is there was opportunity for Texas A&M. One, Le'Veon Moss got hurt in that game, which he was banged up coming in. But Marcel Reed showed you he's just not that good. And it was a lot. There was open throws to be made that he was just missing. And Sayin is probably not. He might miss some here and there. He's not going to miss as many as Marcel Reed did. And then the great equalizer is the weapons that you have at the receiver position. Jeremiah Smith would be a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL today. He would have been last year as well. Carnell Tate doesn't get enough credit. I'm still waiting for Max Clare, the tight end, to have – I think we're going to see a big-time game from Max Clare in this college football playoff. He was the number one, like, sought-after tight end in the portal coming in. He does a lot for them. It's just – I don't trust Carson Beck is what it boils down to. And you've got two great defenses. And when shit hits the fan, I think that Carson Beck will make the mistake over Julian Sayin making the mistake. You saw him against Michigan come out and throw the interception right out the gates in a weather game, road environment. Tough. Well, was it on the road? Was that in the big house? Yeah, it was. Tough place to go play. And he responded well. And that could have been an opportunity for him to finally face some adversity and melt under the pressure. Didn't do it. You've just got too many. It may be a defensive struggle back and forth, and then you're going to hit a deep ball to Jeremiah Smith where he just goes up and gets it on somebody's head. So I'm laying 9.5 with Ohio State as well. I don't see the path to success. Fletcher ripped off a couple big runs against A&M. To be quite honest with you, that was the difference. The one down the right sideline, the 56-yarder, was the biggest difference. I don't think you're going to. This is a far superior defense. That defense for A&M was solid. This is a great defense. And you just got guys at every single level, first-round talents at every single level. I don't trust Carson Beck. If Carson Beck would have came out and stood in the pocket and made a bunch of great throws and they beat up on Texas A&M, maybe we're having a different story here. But they won that game in spite of him. So he didn't play well against A&M. Which way are you going, Bam?
I'm going to take Ohio State.
Okay. All right. You got a consensus. We're all going around the table. Buckeyes minus 9.5. I said it a bunch this year, and it's been a tough year for me, so take it with a grain of salt. But I do think it's Indiana, Ohio State, and then there's a gap, a significant gap to the next best team. So, all right. This one is going to be my lock, but I'll let y'all go and take the floor here. The Capital One Orange Bowl, Oregon, Texas Tech. You've got Oregon laying 2.5. The total sits at 51.5. Which way are you going?
Yeah, I talk so highly of Ohio State's defense. The truth is Texas Tech is right there with them. Texas Tech is number 2 in all those categories I mentioned: scoring defense, total defense, yards per play allowed, and schedule-adjusted defensive efficiency. Where they top Ohio State is forcing turnovers. Texas Tech is the number 1 team in the country at forcing turnovers. Oregon's a bit more balanced team than Texas Tech, top 5 offense and yards per play and top 5 defense and yards per play allowed. I think Texas Tech's defense is the real deal here. I still question Dante Moore. He has 8 interceptions on the season. I wouldn't be surprised if Texas Tech forces a couple turnovers in this game and wins outright. So I like Texas Tech plus 2.5. I think earlier in the week we were kind of talking about it. I'm kind of leaning maybe this does get to 3.
You think it will?
I don't know for sure. It's kind of a guess now, but
yeah,
I don't know. We will know
by tomorrow. It's got
probably tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna have to get there soon
or tonight.
Yeah, I don't see it completely going the other way per se. but it could be worth waiting if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, I think it's probably worth waiting, like, because let's say, look, it goes to 1.5 or 1.
Insignificant.
It's like not as significant as waiting around and potentially getting a 3.
Yeah, I agree. Which way are you going in this one, Bam? Oh, wait, this is your lock as well.
Yep.
Okay. All right, next up, this one is going to be Nick's lock, which is interesting because I don't know which way you're going, but I know which way I'm going, I guess. You've got the Rose Bowl, Alabama taking on Indiana. Indiana's laying 7 points, total sits at 47.5. Short and sweet. I originally thought I was going to be on Alabama at this number, but I'm not. And I was pretty heavily leaning towards Bama, and then I just kind of got on the fence, and I think I settled on Indiana. I'm going to lay the 7 points. I just said it a second ago, and I do believe it, that there is Indiana, Ohio State, and then there's a gap. The 17-point comeback for Alabama was impressive, but you found yourself in a 17-point hole against a much inferior Oklahoma team, in my opinion. I don't think Alabama can generate enough of a pass rush. It's kind of plagued them all year. I don't trust their ability to consistently run the ball. I think that Indiana, believe it or not, minimum it's going to be they're going to neutralize each other in the trenches, but I think Indiana could have an advantage in the trenches. Believe it or not, as crazy as that sounds. A lot of people like to fade the Heisman Trophy winners, and I get it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to lay the 7 points with Indiana. It might be too many points. It's not my lock, but I think Indiana's the real deal. And it just sounds crazy to say, but it's also a revenge game for Curt Cignetti, who was kind of a castaway from Alabama. So maybe he comes up and fucking drops 40 on him. But it's a team that's just been flawed all year, and I was low on them. I didn't think they deserved to be in the tournament to begin with in the playoff. And you've just seen issues from this Alabama team. They're not as buttoned up as what we're used to seeing, and the inability to create consistent pressure, I think, is going to be their downfall. So I'll lay 7 points with Indiana. Which way are you going, Bam?
For all those reasons, I'm also in Indiana.
Okay. Now we anxiously await which way you're going for your lock. You're a big Bama truther. Final game of the night before the locks, the All-State Sugar Bowl in the backyard, in the Dome. Ole Miss, Georgia. Bulldogs are laying 6.5 points. Total sits at 55.5. I'll let you lead the way.
Yeah, I lean Ole Miss plus the points, but I really worry about Georgia defensively here. Improve the second half of the season dramatically, and then it's also Kirby Smart's second time getting to see this Ole Miss offense, and this time it's without the whiz kid, Lane Kiffin. It didn't go well for Alabama the second time they faced Georgia, right? And I think, two things that also go unnoticed is the improvement of the Ole Miss defense. Also, as the Georgia defense has improved, the offense seemed to regress a little bit. So I'm kind of looking at the point total here, and I'm thinking it's too high. I don't know if I see both offenses having the success needed to get to this number. So I think the best number available right now is under 56.5.
Yep.
So that's which way we're going to go.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Yeah, I think the Georgia defense has played fantastic. And then you look at what they did, where I was on Georgia against Georgia Tech, and they couldn't cover the number in a game where they held Georgia Tech to 9 points. So the worry for me here is that Ole Miss's defense isn't good. It's the lowest rated defense in the college football playoff. Is it crazy to say maybe you see a spark or a bump because Golding's the defensive coordinator and now he's the head coach, and you want to go whatever for him, and that's his side of the ball? But really, I think it's like you just said. This is the second go-around for Kirby Smart, who's one of the premier defensive minds in the sport. You got another look. You got tape on Chambliss now. You don't have Lane Kiffin calling the plays, or at least having his influence on what's going on. Obviously, you've got Weiss in the booth, and you got a lot of people who went back for these games. But I was really coming around on Gunnar Stockton, and then you just kind of got a bad taste in your mouth to end the season. So maybe it comes back to bite us, and maybe they come out here and put some points up on the board, and Chambliss is running around. But I trust the Georgia defense. I think they're playing their best ball at the right time. And then with Stockton, I think Ole Miss can maybe do enough. Keep us under 56.5. Which way are you going, Bam?
Put me on that one, too.
All righty. All right. All we have left are our locks of the week. And this year, more than any other year, I've proven there is no such thing as a lock. But if there was.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need, come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, for my lock of the week, and this is my largest wager of the college football season. Take it for a grain of salt. It's been a season from hell. But we're going to take Texas Tech plus 2.5. I would love a 3. We might see a 3 tomorrow for the sake of the show. We'll go Texas Tech plus 2.5. Dante Moore, everybody's in love with him. You got Feinbaum saying he should be the number 1 overall pick. Feinbaum's about to go talk politics, and so he can bullshit over there. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Dante Moore is a really good quarterback. I'm not sold on the fact that he's a great quarterback. I think Texas Tech has the personnel, the defensive line that you went and paid all of this money to go get. You got Romello Height, David Bailey, amongst others, some of the best linebacking core in the country. They have the personnel to keep Dante Moore in the pocket. Don't let him get out and create and make things happen. What defenses and front sevens has Dante Moore seen this year that he's had success against? They played against Indiana, number 2, Pro Football Focus graded defense. He had 186 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He played against Iowa, a top 20 graded defense by Pro Football Focus. 112 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. It took some late heroics there at the end for them to win by 2. Neither team got into the 20s. They played Penn State in that overtime game where I think they had 18 points going into overtime. I'm not sold on this Oregon Ducks team. I know that this is a championship-level Texas Tech defense. It's not a championship-level Texas Tech offense, but Baron Morton can get it done for 1 game, at least 1. I think he's good when he's healthy. But the great equalizer in this one for me is the defense, and it's arguably the best defense in the country. You've seen it time and time again. We're going to go Texas Tech plus 2.5. You're going down to Miami, maybe a little humid. Granted, it is late December, but it's a long way for Oregon to go, and that doesn't fucking really matter all that much, but I'm just trying to make myself feel even better about it. You talked about it earlier. This Texas Tech defense is for real. Baron Morton's capable. He just lacks consistency, gets hurt every game. Just get hurt late in the game when you got a 10-point lead and they can try to get back into it after that. But, yeah, I'm going Texas Tech plus 2.5 as my lock of the week. Which way are you going?
It's a lock, Kramer.
Okay. Alabama, Indiana, talk about Mendoza, right? When he steps up in class, he doesn't put up Heisman numbers. I guess that worries me a little bit here because we are going to go Indiana -7.
Wow.
I like Ty Simpson. I think Alabama's his supporting cast doesn't do him many favors. Alabama beat Oklahoma 34-24. Alabama was 2 for 12 on 3rd down. They only totaled 260 yards of offense. I think Indiana's defense is better than Oklahoma. I think that's true. I think where we did see Alabama kind of struggle in both games against Oklahoma, I think that happens here against Indiana, where I think Indiana's better than Oklahoma is offensively. And I think they put enough drives together here. So I like Indiana -7.
Yeah. Okay. I thought there was a chance you could go Alabama. You're way higher on Simpson than I am. And I'm going to tell you, there's something about Mendoza. God wants that guy to win. He's been touched with a little sprinkle of God's good graces and autism, but he's a really good he's a really good quarterback. I remember him at Cal. You can go back a couple years ago on this show. I said, this fucking guy from Mendoza is great. My biggest bet of that bowl season was Cal. They got shit canned, but I was right about him. He's good. Bam, which way are you going for your lock of the week?
Oh, you
And
already know where I'm
Texas
going.
Tech?
Texas Tech, baby. Red Raiders.
Give us something. Why do you like them? It's my biggest bet of the season.
Baron Morton's the truth. You're going to get it done here.
That's all you got. That's all you got for us.
You already touched on it all.
Yeah. My biggest worry is Baron Morton. But Bam said he's the truth. All right. That is our locks of the week. We will recap everything. I love Bam. Just keeps it short and sweet. Just says something that just says some hopeful stuff. Baron Morton, he's the truth. I hope he gets it done. That's basically what you just told us. I think if they lose, it's because of Baron Morton. They can run the ball. They play incredible defense. We need Baron Morton to fucking make some throws.
He will.
Okay. Fucking fuck. It's going to cost me a fortune. To recap, the Relia Quest Bowl, I'm going Iowa plus 5.5. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, we're going Duke -3. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, we're going Michigan +7. The SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl, we're going Utah -14. The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, we're going Texas State -14. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl, we're going Navy -7. The Trust and Will Holiday Bowl, we're going Arizona -2.5. The Duke's Mayo Bowl, we're going Mississippi State -3. The Cotton Bowl, we're going Ohio State -9.5. The Orange Bowl, my lock of the week is Texas Tech +2.5. The Rose Bowl, we're going Indiana -7. And the Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss, Georgia under 56.5. Flawless.
Iowa plus 5.5. Duke -3. Michigan +7. Utah -14. Texas State -14. Navy -7. Arizona -2.5. And Mississippi State -3. For the college football playoff, we're going Ohio State -9.5. Texas Tech +2.5. Indiana -7 for the lock, and Ole Miss, Georgia under 56.5.
All right, Bam, as fast as you can.
Iowa plus 5.5. Duke -3. Michigan game over 48. Nebraska game over 50.5. Texas State -14. Navy game under 54.5. Arizona -2.5. Wake Forest +3. Oklahoma State -9.5. Texas Tech is lock of the week +2.5. Indiana -7. Ole Miss, Georgia under 56.5.
He said Oklahoma State.
I mean, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Damn it. So close.
They didn't make a bowl game. They were one of the worst fucking teams in the country. There you go. That is our best bets for college football. It's the last full week of a true bowl season. Going forward, it's going to be nothing but the college football playoff. It's been a bad, bad year for me. Not so much for them, for me. But I'm telling you right now, this is the line in the sand. We're going to make money from here on out. I'm telling you right now, we're going to make money. We're going to make money this week. We're going to make money the week after that. And we're going to make money in the championship. Now we recap Week 17 in the NFL. Hit the like and subscribe button if you don't mind. It's been an incredible year in the NFL. It was not an incredible week. Lions -7.5. I immediately was sitting there going, it took me this long to understand that the Lions fucking stink. And to be quite honest with you, give me your true and honest thoughts on Dan Campbell. You think he's a good coach?
I don't think he's a good play caller.
No, he's certainly not that. And he took over play calling, which was fun, like a fun idea to some, I guess. But it's like he's not – if you look at him, if you line up all the premier play callers in the NFL right now, he would stick out like a sore thumb. He's an ogre with dip spit in his fucking mustache. And then you've got a bunch of Mike McDaniels out there calling plays. I don't know that Dan Campbell's a good football coach. I really don't. Like the go for it on every single fourth down is fun whenever you're getting them. But when it stops, it's like the suits. It's the tuxedos and Step Brothers where it's like, on second thought, these tuxedos are pretty fucked up. Like going for it every single fourth down, not taking any field goals ever, and we're losing by 2. Like maybe we should kick some of these things. I don't know that Dan Campbell's a good coach. I think I get it. Look, you lose two of your coordinators. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm an Aaron Glenn guy because he's a Saints guy. He looks like a fucking shitbag up there in New York. He's going to get fired on his ass. Ben Johnson was clearly the engine keeping the train moving in Detroit. So now he's in Chicago. He's got them in the playoffs. We'll see what happens with the Lions going forward because you got a ton of talent, and I get it. You got decimated by injuries again. Everybody gets hurt. Everybody's team gets hurt. They got decimated by injuries last year. You got decimated by injuries this year. Maybe you need to fucking make a change. Like, you got to do something, or are you just going to get hurt every single year and then be good on paper and bad when in the game?
Yeah, the biggest surprise with Detroit is how towards the end of the season they just weren't able to run the ball anymore.
Yeah. But I don't know. I get it. Jahmyr Gibbs is really fucking good. But guess what? Bijan Robinson's really good too. They still give Algier carries. Damn Seattle. I think Kenneth Walker's better than the credit he gets in the production he puts up because they give the ball to Charbonnet.
Yeah.
But he's going for 100 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns last week. David Montgomery's good. And you can wear a defense down by pounding the rock. And then you let Gibbs. It's the same thing. We saw the blueprint was laid with Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara in 2017. I don't know. You put up 10 points on the fucking Lions. You let Max Brosmer throw for 51 goddamn yards. 9 of 16 for 51 fucking yards. And they won the game. They won the game. Who the fuck threw it? The sacks subtract from passing yards? Is that what you said? Because he threw a goddamn 65-yard touchdown to Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Is it because he got sacked that he's only got 51 passing yards?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you ran it 17 times with Gibbs for 2.4 yards per carry. Jared Goff, 197 yards, a touchdown and an interception. I want to say, they turned it over fucking 7 times, I think. It's the only way this team could have had a chance of winning is if you turned it over an egregious amount of times, and they did just that. So it was fool me once, shame on you, fool me 3 fucking times, and this is what we get. We got what we deserve. So Lions minus 7.5 is a loser. Raiders minus 1.5 was my lock of the week. I touched on it earlier. I'll do it again very quickly. This was just unfortunate. So at full strength, I would take the Raiders again. As crazy as that sounds. But we gave out the Raiders minus 1.5 as the lock. The very next day, they go, we're going to sit Brock Bowers down, who's been having a nagging knee injury here and there throughout the year, but he played the week before. He was capable of playing. They also sat down Max Crosby, their second best player, because of a nagging knee injury. Long story short, the Raiders are tanking for the number 1 overall pick, and they did a very good job of it. They're going to get the number 1 overall pick, barring some unforeseen circumstances. But I didn't think Pete Carroll would do that. To be honest with you, it sounds like if you read the tea leaves, it looks like Pete Carroll's going to be out after 1 year as well. That's the rumor circulating, which Aaron Glenn, I understand, because that's a fucking train wreck up there, but he's a first-year head coach. This is a Super Bowl and national championship winning coach in Pete Carroll, and he's going to be one and done. He didn't make you pay Geno $100 million, you know?
Yeah, it's Pete Carroll's up there in age. I was surprised that he
came back to begin with. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. But it still seems like, why did you? You wanted this was worth it? Like, did they pay him a lot? I hope he got a lot. Like, that he had to deal with button heads with Chip Kelly because he didn't hand the ball to fucking Genty at all, and now Chip Kelly's calling plays at Northwestern. That's what you get, you jackass. Now you get to go up into the fucking Windy City.
It was just at Ohio State.
You never wanted to run the ball. Now you're at Northwestern. Guess what you're going to do up there, jackass? Run the ball.
Against Ohio State.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was just really unfortunate. That Raiders minus 1.5 was the lock. All their best players, they decided to sit them down even though they're not hurt the next week, and they soft tanked, and I knew it was dead in the water there. If I'm being completely honest with you, I bet the Giants too. I got out of it. Full disclosure. I saw that happen. I was like, I didn't deserve that. So I'm not going to just fucking hand my money away. Bet the Giants basically lost the juice. Packers minus 2.5. Boy, did I thought we thought we got them. I thought we were smart. Packers -2.5, went up to 4.5, maybe even touched 5 at one point. Not a significant number, I understand, but from 2.5 to 4.5 through two key numbers because it looks like, okay, Lamar's definitely not going to go. I thought Jordan Love was going to play. Clearly, a lot of people did as well. Well, Jordan Love got ruled out. This went back down to 2.5. With that being said, Malik Willis played incredible. The problem was the Packers' defense is a fucking joke and about as overrated as it gets. All you had to do was stop Derrick Henry. I understand it's not an easy thing to do, but you shouldn't let him run for 200 fucking yards when all they're doing is handing it to him. Eventually, you just load the box and you make Tyler Huntley with his teeth beat you. But they wouldn't do it. Is what it is. The one winner of the week, and God, it was easy. It nearly hit in the fucking first half. I was like, 52.5, kind of a high number. Bears and 49ers, 0 defense in this game. You had a pick 6 in the first 10 seconds, so that helped. They just went back-to-back, score for score, all the way up to like fucking 35 points. I think it was 38-35. Jesus Christ, Bam. Jesus. The easiest over I'll probably ever have in my life. So we go 1-3 on the week. A week with bad picks, but also some bad luck. 53-35-1 on the year. 10-7 in my locks. It's been a great season. We got to bring it home. And we got to get back in the winner's circle. We have not had 2 bad weeks in a row. To be quite honest with you, I think we've only had 3 bad weeks all year. So, and I say bad. This was the worst one. 1-3 is the worst week we've had all season. Previously, I think we went 2-3, and that was our worst week of the year so far. So we have not had 2 bad weeks in a row, and we're going to try to keep that trend alive. You had 4 plays, and you also went 1-3.
Yeah, I was on the Lions. Talked about it. Panthers +7. We kind of talked about it early on in the episode. It was a really bad offensive performance by the Panthers. Their defense came up with some big plays that they just weren't able to capitalize on. And then it's kind of like you were, holding on for dear life there for most of the game with the offense not being able to do much. And then the floodgates kind of just busted open there at the end. So,
yeah.
Tough one. And then the Bears +3. This was a tough game. I didn't the Bears defense, man, that was terrible.
It's a fucking joke.
And it's like not one time when the 49ers have the ball did I expected there to be touchdown drives every time.
Yeah, if I could have had a click remote, dude, I would have beat Dennis Allen to fucking dude, I would have broken my hands and my feet. I would have beat the brakes off of Dennis Allen sitting over there, fucking smug look on his face. I hate Dennis Allen. I saw him go shake Brock Purdy's hand. Go fuck yourself. What a fucking just absolute train wreck of a performance against a 49ers team that didn't have goddamn George Kittle. They didn't even have their second best player who does a ton for them. You had a banged-up McCaffrey. They were fucking hitting him with the massage gun on his back for the entire second half. You couldn't get one fucking stop? Took a miracle pick 6 on a tip ball. God, dude, that was fucking frustrating. It really was.
Yeah, the Bears end up going up 3, and they kind of 49ers get the ball back. They're going down there to score.
Yeah.
And there's some plays there where they're showing the A-gap blitz, and they keep, bluffing out of it. And then, they show it again. I'm like, this is where you got to send it. It's like, at some point, you just got to send it.
Yeah, you're not
getting to stop any other way.
He's picking you the fuck apart. You have to just pray. So
you got to send it and get your hands up, and hopefully you get a batted ball.
You just pray you shoot a gap, and you get through untouched, and you sometimes you just get them, and you got to tip your cap and take the sack. You hope you get one of those. And they did. I think one time they did. I was like, oh my God. So here we go. It's fucking 2nd and 20. And then they pick up 18 yards. I was like, fuck. It was a fucking joke, dude. The worst defensive performance I've seen all fucking year.
Yeah. And then honestly, the way the game went, it kind of, the flow of it went in our favor because, the 49ers hit that touchdown to Jennings on the other side of the 2-minute warning. So the Bears had the 2-minute warning, all 3 timeouts, down 4, in a game where there was a lot of scoring. So I felt, okay when the Bears got the ball back and had faith that they would go down there and get a touchdown. I just feel like it's been a couple of games this year where the Bears have mismanaged the clock there at the end.
Yeah.
One of them went for us and one of them went against us. It was a few weeks ago against the Packers. The Bears got the ball back and they were having a ton of success running the ball in the second half against the Packers. And they got it all the way down to the goal line against the Packers, down 7, and just kind of milked a little bit too much of the clock away there.
Yep.
And didn't have enough chances at the end zone, just like this game.
Yep. So 1-3 brings you to 36, 25-2, 11-5 and 1 in your locks of the week. Bam, how was your week?
Went 2-2-1. So added on that Dallas play at the end, -7. They pushed there. You already talked about Detroit. Took the Texans plus 2.5. They ended up covering that number, winning outright against the Chargers. Then I had Philly versus Buffalo over 43.5. Didn't realize it would be a monsoon during this game. A lot of turnovers. And then the lock of the week was the Patriots, -13.5 against the Jets.
I'm pretty sure when we came into that, I was like, I think that's supposed to be a weather game. Talking about Buffalo, Philly. Bam just didn't know that. He's like, I didn't know there was going to be a monsoon. It's like, well, it's in the forecast. It was clear. It was though. What side were you on in that one?
I was on the over.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that was crazy that they tried to go for 2
Why
to end the game.
Why do you think that was crazy?
Because they had so much more momentum in the second half.
I've seen okay, that's funny you brought that up.
I agree with Bam, actually.
I don't. Okay. Why do you think that's crazy? Just because of that, because of the momentum?
I'm like thinking 95% sure if they would.
I was surprised.
If they made the extra point, because the one before that got blocked, if they made the extra point, I was 95% sure Buffalo would win in overtime.
Yeah, and you had a bet on Philly, so on
So
Philly.
I was,
so that was great for you on a sidebar. But no, I disagree because you essentially Buffalo's like pretty much locked into where they're at. They can't get the number 1 seed unless New England were to lose, and it's not going to happen. So highly unlikely Buffalo has a shot at the number 1 seed. You had Josh Allen hurt his foot the week before, have to get x-rays. He had to get x-rays again after the game against Philly. They had to go recheck because he's clearly having issues with his foot. You're committing to another essentially quarter of a weather game that's been very low scoring, tough to move the ball, in a situation where a tie does you nothing. And you had it drawn up. You had the play. It was wide open. So I don't think it was that crazy. What's the benefit of going back out there and playing another possibly 2 to 3 drives and having people either get hurt or, you know what I mean? That's the way I was looking at it.
Yeah, the benefit is that Philadelphia had 0 second half points.
That I will say, yes. I was like, oh,
they
shit.
They had no success offensively in the second half. And really, in the first half, they benefited from the Josh Allen fumble that set up a scoring drive. So, to me, the momentum was all in Buffalo's hands. They were the ones that were able to move the ball towards the end of the game, and Philadelphia was just going 3. I think they had 4 straight 3-and-outs to end the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did Jalen Hurts even complete a pass in the second half? I don't think he did.
Yeah, I'm not sure. People were saying like, oh, that's such bullshit, like, because I guess they were on the wrong side of it. But I
don't think it's so stupid. I just thought I don't know if they would have done that if it weren't for the previous miss. Like, let's say the
Well, that
the
was
game
yeah. I forgot about that. The fucking kicker was kicking like shit.
it got blocked.
Okay, but didn't he miss an extra point?
Yeah, it got blocked.
But then he missed another field goal. Then I thought he missed one and one got blocked. Am I wrong on that?
I don't remember him missing one
Okay, maybe not. I thought okay.
because I had the Eagles +3, and they were up 13-0. So when Buffalo scored their first touchdown and he missed, I was like, shit, because the way the game was going, it kind of seemed like Buffalo was gonna be able to score 2 touchdowns and win this game by 1 point.
Yeah.
When he missed, I was like, oh, shit. Now, when they score the next one, it's going to go to overtime. And now I'm playing, I didn't feel good about my chances going to overtime there.
This can't be right, but it says it says in Michael Badgley's last 5 games, he's attempted at 24 extra points and he's made 10 of them. That can't be right. But it says that.
His last 5 games?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 10 for 24.
There's no way. There's no way. There's literally no
24
way.
extra points is probably incorrect.
Wait, yeah, so this says he was so this says against maybe with Buffalo, he's attempted 4, he's made 2. He's 2 for 4 on extra points. How long has he been with Buffalo? Not that long, right? Because he was with the Colts. Yeah, in 2 games. He's missed 2. He's 2 for 4. So he's had issues. But I guess they blocked 1. I could have swore he missed 2 in the game. Like had 2 attempts not go in. Anyway, I think it's not as egregious as everybody made it seem, in my opinion, where you've got Josh Allen. The fucking Patriots play the Jets next week. They're not going to lose to the Jets. So the Patriots do have an outside shot at the 1 seed if Denver were to lose, but they're not. So there just wasn't much point in possibly putting him out there, a guy who's got obviously issues with his foot that I think it's worrisome enough going into the postseason that if they have to keep going back and getting x-rays to make sure it's like, is he dealing with some type of hairline issue that they're making sure is not getting worse? I don't know, but they confirmed he had to have x-rays again. He had to have him mid-game against the Browns, went back in, and then after the game with the Eagles, he had to go have more x-rays. So clearly his foot's bothering him, and they drew up a play that was fucking wide open. He just missed him.
Yeah.
And then, if you already had an extra point blocked and it's a weather game, so maybe the holding of the ball and the whole shit you got to go through to get the kick up in the air, maybe that's more difficult with the weather. I don't know. I was surprised, or I guess, I knew you had big money on the Eagles, so I was like, holy shit, like this is perfect. But I don't know. I just saw people up in arms about it. I didn't agree with that. But yeah, bam. If that goes to overtime, what was your total?
It didn't matter about the total. I was just saying.
Well, you're like, that was bullshit. That sounds like somebody who bet the over and was fucking hoping for a damn back and forth. What's the most you can get in overtime? 20 points? By the grace of God, you get an extra 20 in overtime. First team scores a touchdown. You match them with a touchdown. You go down and score 1. You don't kick the extra point because it's over.
Yeah, it wasn't hitting either way.
Yeah. All right. All right, we look ahead to Week 18. And it's going to be a tough one to decipher who cares. And I'm going to go through the list of the significant things up for grabs, seeding that's already been established, and if there's everything that's still a possibility. So as we go into Week 18, the Packers are locked into their seed. They're sitting anybody worth a shit. The Chargers, I think, could fluctuate by a spot or two, but nothing significant. They're sitting Justin Herbert. They're essentially relinquishing the number 1 overall seed to Denver. The Patriots and the Jaguars on paper still have something to play for because the Patriots, if the Chargers were to shock the Broncos with a backup, Trey Lance. Don't put it past them. If they were to shock the Broncos and the Patriots win, they would jump for the number 1 seed. The Jags are in play for the division. They're in the lead currently. If they lose and Houston wins, Houston would win the division. All it does is affect seeding and a home playoff game. So the Jaguars do still have something to play for. The 2 clear most notable games of the weekend are the 49ers and the Seahawks playing for the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. Home field advantage all throughout the playoffs. And then the Bucs and the Panthers playing for the NFC South divisional title and a playoff berth. We were going through the ifs and ands and possibilities of how these games play out. So if the Rams and Seattle win, the Rams would get the 5th seed. If the Rams lose or if the 49ers win, the Rams would get the 6th seed. So you got to stay with me. It's hard to describe, I guess. The only thing that could really fluctuate significantly for the Rams is between 5th and 6th. And the reason that's significant is because if you're the 5th seed, you get to go play Tampa or Carolina. It's on the road, but it's the 2 clear worst teams in the playoff conversation. If you're the 6th seed, you might have to go to Philly and play the Eagles on the road. So that's a significant difference, and it's one that is significant to me because I have placed a significant, that's the word of the day, I guess, wager on the Rams to win the Super Bowl. And it's a lot. It's the biggest future I've ever placed on an NFL Super Bowl. I do think the Rams are the clear-cut best team, even after the loss against Atlanta. To get back into that game, the things that it took for them to lose that game. You had the Puka Nacua touchdown that got called back because of a ticky-tack holding call, in my opinion. You had the 93-yard Bijan Robinson touchdown run. You had the Matt Stafford pick 6. It's things that don't happen all the time. Not something that you can really hang your hat on. And they still got back into that game to tie it. And to be quite honest with you, almost one of the most impressive catches you'll ever see from Puka Nacua that would have got him in the field goal range. So, yeah. The way it's going to shake out, the Panthers and the Bucs, if whoever wins the game is in, unless the Falcons and Saints game can play a role here where can you help me out, Bam?
I got you.
Okay.
Pretty sure if the Saints beat the Falcons,
then the Panthers are in.
Yes.
No matter what, win or lose.
I believe so because they would win the NFC South matchup.
But if the Bucs beat the Panthers and the Falcons beat the Saints, then we're going to have a 3-way tie at 8-8. 8-9, sorry. A 3-way tie at 8-9. And I think Carolina would get in on the tiebreaker. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
So the Panthers clinch the NFC South with a win or tie. But the Bucs need to defeat Carolina and have the Saints beat or tie the Falcons to win the division and earn a spot.
Okay, yeah. So if the Falcons win, if the Bucs win and the Falcons win, it's a 3-way tie at 8-9. The Panthers will get the tiebreaker. If the Panthers win, they're in. If the Panthers lose and the Saints win, the Panthers are in.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, sounds like Carolina's in the driver's seat to get into the playoffs. So that game's going to be on Saturday. So you won't be able to sit around and watch how the Saints and Falcons go and then know from there. And then same thing, Seahawks and 49ers play on Saturday. And this is significant because I would imagine if the 49ers win, the Rams are locked into the 6th seed. They have absolutely no reason to play their starters at that point. They are currently, as it stands, 7.5-point favorites against the Cardinals. I would imagine if the 49ers win, the Rams are going to bench everybody. Would you agree? McVay says they're currently playing. But because currently they have a shot at a more significant seed, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's a lot to decipher through, but I think it's important. It's important
So
stuff.
if Niners win, Rams
Are the
won't
6th
be
seed.
playing for anything.
I don't believe so, because I think it would be the Seahawks go to 5, Rams 6, Niners 1.
Yeah, so the winner of the Seahawks 49ers clinches the number 1 seed in the NFC, as well as the NFC West title, while the loser enters the playoff as a wild card.
Well, yeah. Yes. All right. With that being said, we will try to find winners in Week 18. Saturday, you got anything?
Yeah, this is so tough, dude. Because I got cold feet right now as we got to this segment.
In what way? Walk us through it.
In every way, like imaginable.
Okay.
Well,
let us know how you're feeling.
You know, initially coming in here, was leaning the Panthers. I mean, dude. And I feel the same way about the other Saturday game. I could, now I don't know.
Well, those are two completely different in my opinion, because one team's maybe in if they win. The other game, this is for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. No ifs, ands, or buts. Whereas it's like, yeah, the Buccaneers, they could still win and not get in. Whereas the other one, it's if you win, you're number 1 seed. No questions about it.
Yeah.
Home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So it's a different feel, in my opinion, where it's like the Buccaneers have to like win and hope.
But they still need a win.
Of course. But why do you have the same feel, I guess, for Seahawks Niners?
Oh, I mean, I can make cases for.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Of course. Well, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right, my first play is we're going to go to the Seahawks and 49ers Saturday night. We've talked about it a bunch. The number 1 seed is up for grabs. Home field advantage throughout the playoffs is up for grabs. The 49ers, out of nowhere. Everybody forgot about them. They've been hurt. Pearsall was getting shot all last year and hasn't really played that much. You've got Ayuk, doesn't want to play. Fred Warner got hurt. Nick Bosa got hurt. Everybody got hurt. And then in the 11th hour, here they come, trying to get the number 1 seed. Kyle Shanahan probably should be in the conversation for Coach of the Year, if you ask me. But fuck them. We're going to take the Seahawks, -1.5. It's a road game, I understand. This is for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. That 49ers defense is really bad. One of the worst secondaries. They can't cover anybody, and they can't get pressure on the quarterback, and that's the key here. Sam Darnold, he starts seeing those ghosts like the Sixth Sense if you start sending pressure at him. And I don't think that they're going to be able to get enough pressure to rattle him and force him to commit those cluster turnovers that he loves to do. I think Seattle can be balanced on the offensive side of the ball. I think Kenneth Walker's a really good back. Charbonnet's coming off 100 yards, multiple touchdown game. They can pound away if they want, but then that secondary is just really bad for San Francisco. I think JSN will have a good day. Barner's a really good tight end. I think he's been coming on strong and has showed flashes throughout the year. If you can't pressure Darnold, I think we can go back to seeing Darnold look like what he did earlier in the season, which was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. The Rams have the blueprint. Send a shitload of pressure in his face and he'll turn the ball over. I don't think San Francisco can do that. You've got George Kittle battling the ankle injury. I would imagine he's going to go, but not 100%. You got McCaffrey in that second half. They had to use the massage gun on his back, so he's clearly battling something as well. The best unit of the 4, offense and defense for both teams, is Seattle's defense far and away. It's arguably the best defense in the league. Top 30 for sure. So you've got 2 more than capable, I would say pretty damn good offenses. Purdy's playing out of his mind right now, but that Bears defense is god-awful. That Colts defense is god-awful. They had Phillip Rivers for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. I think the Seahawks will be able to put points up on the board. I trust the defense to get the necessary amount of stops to win this game. I think the Super Bowl will go through Seattle. I'll lay 1.5 points with the Seahawks. You're like shaking over there.
I'm going to go Buccaneers.
Oh, man. After what we just watched
Over
in that Motel 6 of a
switcheroo.
fucking sports book that Bam brought us to with cockroaches on the ground. Switcheroo, so you were leaning Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like even so here it is. Even though the Buccaneers have quite frankly fallen apart here, I just still trust their offense more than the Panthers. Now the Panthers defense is the real deal, but where I kind of get some hesitancy here is, the Buccaneers have been good against the run for a long time. I just think this game's really close. You look at the first matchup, it was a field goal game, one that the Panthers pulled out there late. I kind of think that it's going to be the same case here. This time the Bucs get it done at home. I'm going to lay 2.5 with the Bucs.
They're 2-8 in their last 10. They stink. But you've got the Panthers. They stink too. Bryce Young. I don't know what to think of Bryce Young. And the biggest thing for me is that they're not running the ball like they were. Dowdle was going for 200 yards back-to-back, and then Hubbard got back healthy, and to be quite honest with you, maybe that was a detriment. I don't know. But I don't think that they're running the ball as well as they were, and that's forcing it more on Bryce Young's shoulders, and it's not going well. I think you saw – but so where the fuck is Ted McMillan? Where did he go?
1 catch for 5 yards.
Yeah. So, look, Tyler Shuck is the savior of the Saints, and we might have ourselves a franchise quarterback, but you're going on the road. After beating the Rams as 10.5-point underdogs, you beat the Rams outright. Then you go on the road to New Orleans and you lose by 3. So, yeah, this is not like a super trustworthy Panthers team. And to be quite honest with you, they might find themselves down and be like, well, maybe they'll get lucky and find their way in anyway. So, So, yeah, I'm not going to take it, but I don't have a strong opinion either way. I don't like either team. To be quite honest with you, I'm fucking sick and tired of watching Baker play football, and I'm not going to subject myself to it again. So, and same thing for Bryce Young, to be completely honest with you, too. Looks like a little goddamn Boy Scout running around back there. I'm tired of it. Bam, do you have anything for Saturday?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 49ers and Seahawks game. I'm going to take the over, 49.
Okay. What do you think about that? Playoff football, Bam said, a lot of points.
I don't know. That game's so tough. It's like my main question, here is how good is Darnold going to have to play to win here?
Do you think he's going to – are you saying because you think Brock Purdy's going to put points up on the board in bunches?
No, I'm just wondering, obviously the 49ers offense has looked like the best offense in the NFL the past 3 weeks. The big thing here is just the defenses they've played aren't the best in the league, right? Seattle is the best in the league. So what's it going to look like when they're playing a top-tier defense like this? The question is, if they can slow the 49ers down, which I think they probably will, how much is Darnold going to have to do to win?
I don't think that much. That's the thing. I think if they play the Rams, he's got to do a lot. He's got to play well. I think you can get by. This defense is not good. This defense is bad. So it was the worry whenever I took the 49ers against the Titans. That was a miracle that the Titans didn't backdoor that game. The 49ers can't stop anything through the air. They haven't shown much signs of life doing it. And then I think the Seahawks are capable of committing to and having success running the football. And then everything's at your disposal. So, and if I do like Barner. I think Barner's a good tight end. So, did Shaheed get hurt? I know he got banged up, but it was a concussion, right? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
And Shaheed is huge for the Seahawks. And I know he's not really getting involved offensively as much as maybe the Seahawks would hope, but the big thing he does for the Seahawks is teams don't kick it to them. So it's a touchback every time they get the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're getting it at the 35.
Another thing, which I forgot to mention, Trent Williams hurt his hamstring first play of the game against the Bears when they had the pick 6, and he didn't come back. So now you turn around, it's a short week technically. You go from Sunday night to Saturday. We'll see if he goes. That's a big loss. If not, especially when you're playing a defense like this, the Bears are not able to produce a pass rush. They really can't and haven't been able to all year. This is a much different animal with the Seattle Seahawks. So if you're going to be down possibly your best offensive lineman, good luck. And then Upton Stout is in concussion protocol as well. He was in a bad secondary. He was one of the brighter spots. He might be out as well. So a lot of injuries to monitor. Yeah, I'm taking Seattle. I think that they've been the superior team of these two throughout the year, and I do think you have to tip your cap and show respect to what San Francisco has done because they have flown under the radar. Bosa got hurt, Fred Warner got hurt, and I think everybody forgot about him. And then they had Mac Jones in there for a while, and it was like, okay, they're just decimated with injuries again, and then here they come. So we go to Sunday. You have one and then a lock?
Yeah.
What about you, Bam?
Just a lock left.
Okay. Go with your one and then a lock.
I'm going to go Saints-Falcons. We're going to take points. Saints plus 3.5.
Were the Saints favored in this?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, no, I'm tripping. Okay. You're going to take the Saints plus 3.5?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Tyler Shuck is fucking good.
I feel like the team's rallying, and then the Falcons, give them credit. They beat the best team in the league yesterday.
Well, I've talked about this where you can tell when a team is about to get good again. You find the guy at quarterback, you find your head coach, you play like shit, but then at the end of the year, you close out the year on a high note and you show potential, and that's exactly what the Saints are doing. The Saints might win fucking 7 games. This would be the 7th win. You've had Tyler Shuck, to be quite honest with you, playing really fucking good with no weapons. And we're running the ball with goddamn Audric Estime like it's at Notre Dame. I think he's not getting enough credit, is my point.
Oh, no, I think he's starting to get the credit. Nationally, now people are starting to mention his name for Rookie of the Year.
That is true, yeah.
I had
somebody text me about that when it was like 15-1, like 2-3 weeks ago. And when he sent it to me, I started thinking about it, and I responded back. I was like, yeah, that could be a good bet. I was like, if he comes out and has a good game next week and then it's like fast forward, I was like, I wish I would have fucking said, yeah, you're smart. I'm going to bet that as well, and I didn't. But go ahead, sorry.
But, yeah, it just feels like, this is a season for the Falcons that has been mostly disappointing. And, for the Saints, the expectations weren't very high coming into this year, specifically because of the questions at the quarterback position in the beginning of the year. And now that those questions have turned into answers, I kind of just think, even though the Falcons were able to pull the upset against the Rams last week, I think the Saints are one of the hotter teams right now. And I think, draft position, and they aren't really caring about that. They're just going out there and playing to win. So
yeah,
plus 3.5, I like the Saints.
Okay. Bam, do you have the playoff picture pulled up?
Yeah.
What do the Bears have anything to play for?
Let me see.
Yeah, they have to.
You think? I think they got the division.
Chicago's heartbreaking loss at San Francisco on Sunday not only ended the team's bid for the 1 seed, but put its hold on the 2 seed in jeopardy. If the Bears lose or tie versus the Lions this weekend and the Eagles beat the Commanders, then Chicago and Philadelphia would swap spots in the standings. The model projects Chicago as the favorite to remain the number 2.
Okay. So that answers my question, though. Not to cut you off. That answers my question. So they do have something to play for. They're playing for the 2 seed. Home field advantage until you get to, if you get there to the championship game. Which that's significant for me sitting on a Rams bet now because they could have to go to Chicago instead of Philly, which I would, to be quite honest with you, much rather after watching that fucking defense. But that answers my question. So I'm going to go Bears and Lions over 50.5. And I don't need to give you the whole dissertation again on what Dennis Allen just did on the defensive side of the ball. And we just talked about how I don't love Dan Campbell as the play caller. But I think I could call plays that would have success against Dennis Allen's defense. That was horrific. I don't think the Lions will pack it in. I don't think they'll give up on the season, even though they're done. They don't, on paper, have anything to play for. You're playing for pride at this point. Dan Campbell's a prideful guy. I think they'll be able to score in an offense with a ton of firepower that has gone just cold as of late and turned the ball over a ton. And I don't think that the Bears have the pass rush to exploit the weaknesses on the offensive line for Detroit. I think Detroit has enough issues on the back end that Chicago will still be able to put points up on the board. It's worrisome. Luther Burden did get hurt and carted off the field at the end of the game, although it's not supposed to be that bad. Apparently, it's not like a season-ending thing. Rome Odunze, will he ever come back? I don't know. But I'll go over 50.5, Lions and Bears. I didn't see anything significant in the form of weather, but it is Chicago in the winter, and probably windy, cold. I'll still go over. You got any thoughts there? This might be me mad out of spite after what I just watched.
Yeah. I don't know. As far as side, I don't know. I kind of lean the Lions, honestly, but
yeah.
So maybe that should tilt towards the over because I don't know. If they offense struggles against this Bears defense, which quite frankly before they played the 49ers wasn't looking terrible, but after that performance, don't know what to make of the Bears defense.
Yeah, I agree. All you have left is your lock, Bam?
Yep.
All right, me as well. You also?
Yep.
All right, no such thing as a lock, but if there was.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, for my lock of the week, we're going to see what you think of this one. We're getting fancy this week. It's week 18. Half the teams don't care. You got to find out who does care. I think that the New England Patriots will care for the first half at least. We're going to lay 6.5 points with the Patriots first half. We just saw them put up 35 points on the Jets in the first half. I think it was 35-3. They technically, on paper, still have something to play for. They have the 1 seed up for grabs if Denver were to lose. Denver's not going to lose. The Chargers are sitting Herbert. There's nothing to play for. They both kick off at the same time, though. You're going to come out. You got an MVP push for May. We got to get Diggs to stop strangling his chef. Will he play? I don't know. It doesn't matter. The Dolphins' defense, it's not very good. Quinn Ewers, don't care. That's great. You got to go on the road. I think that the Patriots will come out motivated for at least one half of football, so I will lay 6.5 points first half with the Patriots as my lock of the week. I don't peg Vrabel as a guy that's going to sit starters when on paper you do still have a chance at the 1 seed. Anything can happen in the NFL. Maybe Trey Lance shocks the world, but maybe at halftime you go, wow, Denver's up 28 points. It's over. We're going to sit Drake May now, and he's done enough to get the MVP. So Patriots minus 6.5 first half is my lock of the week. Which way are you going?
It's a lock.
All right, I'm just going to go back to Saturday, and I'll take the Seahawks minus 1.5 on the road.
Wow.
Yeah, I think, we talked about it a little bit just a second ago, but Seahawks defensively, I do think they're one of the better defenses in the league, and I think, even though a couple weeks ago the Rams had all that success offensively, the Seahawks still managed to find a way to win that game, and the big reason is because their defense was able to manufacture stops there at the end of the game when the Rams could have possibly kicked a field goal to win it. But I just think for the 49ers to come out here and win this game, their defense would have to play better than it did.
Yeah.
Yesterday. And I just don't know. I think the Seahawks offense, the Kubiak system, it kind of will stall for a little bit, but then you get that big play, and that was kind of the key to the game a couple weeks ago against the Rams. Those wasn't a whole lot of yards offensively, not a little bit, but compared to the Rams, it wasn't a lot. But they did hit some explosives and score on them, so I like the Seahawks here.
Yeah, I think you can count on the defense. I don't think that the 49ers offense may be playing better, but it's not like head and shoulders better that it can make up for the fact that their defense is bad, like really bad. So, because I don't think that Bears offense is that great, because they weren't exactly pounding away, running the ball. Like Caleb Williams was able to move the ball through the air. And I don't think that's without a Dunze. I don't think that this Bears passing attack is that great. I don't think it's not as good as what we saw. And there was some fluky plays there with the offsides and all of that. But I think Seattle's defense is much more equipped to put points up on the board than the Bears' offense is. I might have said defense. Seattle's offense. So, yeah, full agreement. Bam, which way are you going for your lock of the week? And give us a good reason why.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to the Ravens at Steelers.
I didn't even mention that one. Now that you say it, not to cut you off.
Yep.
I didn't even mention that the Ravens and Steelers is also an extremely significant game. Division up for grabs, playoffs up for grabs. Winner gets in.
Yep, winner gets in, losers eliminated from the playoffs. It's uncertain whether Lamar is going to play or not. Even if he is, he's still not the same Lamar as he was. Could go down at any moment. But in the last 3 games, granted, the Steelers did lose to the Browns last week, but they did hold Cleveland's rushing attack to 78 total yards. The week before that against the Lions, they held him to 15 total rushing yards. The week before that against the Dolphins, they held him to 63 total rushing yards. So they've been bottling up the run the last few weeks. That's all the Ravens have going for him is Derrick Henry. Going to be a little tired after his big game last week. We're taking the 3.5 points with the Steelers at home.
What are your thoughts on that one? I love that your rationale is that Derrick Henry's still going to be tired.
Well, that was just a little
cherry on top of the Sunday.
Cherry on top. Made me feel better about it.
It shouldn't. That is a fucking
I don't know. It feels like all the misfortune, or I don't know if you call it misfortune, but turmoil the Ravens have been through this.
And you can still get in.
Season, and they can still
You could beat the brakes off of this fucking shitty fucking Steelers team that just scored 6
The problem
points.
with the Steelers is last week, they bottled up the Browns' rushing attack without Quinshon Judkins, who
got
had a
season-ending injury
the week before. And then the problem is the only time we've seen the Steelers without DK Metcalf was last week.
And they scored 6 points, and Darnell Washington broke his arm.
So that's what will worry me about the Steelers is
I'm not even.
What can they do without Metcalf?
I'm not saying this, Bam. I had no idea what your lock was. I was so fucking close to taking the Ravens. I was so close. Lamar's going to play. Bam said he could go down at any moment. Anybody can go down at any moment. Aaron Rodgers could go down at any moment.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers, when there's a playoff on the line, he shows up. He's been there.
That's not applicable at all.
I think they're going to bottle up the run. They're going to dial up some schemes to stop Derrick Henry, and they're going to They're going to keep this within 3.5 points. You can laugh all you want. It's going to happen.
He's offended. Oh, shit. It might. And I'll stay away from it just out of respect.
Yeah, I wasn't really considering the Ravens here.
I was. Derrick Henry just ran for 200 fucking yards in Lambeau Field.
For me, it looked too good to be true, you know.
Harbaugh came out and said, my bad, I'm going to hand the ball to Henry 35 fucking times. And he ran for 200 yards. This Steelers defense stinks. It's making me want to take it, Bam. I'm not going to do it, though. Bam just watched the fucking Steelers in a situation where they need wins, Bam. If they would have won that game, if they would have beat the Browns, there's nothing the Ravens could have done, huh? If they would have beat the Browns, they'd be sitting at what? 10-6?
Yep.
And they would have locked up the division. So Bam's like disregarding the fact that was a must-win situation to guarantee yourself the playoffs, and they scored 6 fucking points. That's a problem, Bam. It's like, well, they bottled up the run. You just watched Quinton Judkins' fucking ankle snap in half. But you probably didn't. You were playing damn Battlefield. Dylan Sampson. You ever heard of him? Where'd Dylan Sampson go to college?
Clemson.
Wrong. Tennessee.
Same color.
You want to know what he did, Bam? Dylan Sampson, 11 carries, 27 yards.
And then the week before that, Jahmyr Gibbs, 7 rushes, 2 yards.
But we just talked about the Lions can't run the football, their interior line. That's been a problem all year. That's not the issue. That's not like, oh, the Steelers have really fucking got their shit together. And then you had the Dolphins in the final game of the Tua saga. I get what you're saying. Who the fuck, how are they going to score? Who's going to put points up on the board for them?
Kenneth Gainwell.
I guess. That's why I said out of respect, I will sit back. I mean, it was 3. So you're getting 3.5 now. But, yeah, I think Lamar will go. If Lamar doesn't go, then I think that's a wrap. They're moving on from him. You have to go. It's not that serious of an injury. There's no fucking way that you don't come back and play. But you heard us talk like a broken record all year. That secondary for Pittsburgh's fucking atrocious and has been. So, we'll see. It's a crazy move, though, Bam. We'll see. There you go. That is our best bets for NFL Week 18. To recap, no Thursday action this week. To recap, I'm taking the Seahawks -1.5. I'm going Bears and Lions over 50.5. And my lock of the week is going to be the New England Patriots first half -6.5.
We're going Bucks -2.5, Seahawks -1.5 for the lock, and Saints +3.5.
Going Seahawks 49ers over 49, and the Pittsburgh Steelers +3.5 is the lock of the week.
Say it with your chest, Bam. If you feel good about it, you're going to have to show us the slip. You feel that good about it. I mean, I'll pull for you. If I don't have action on it, I don't care. I'll pull for you. I'm tired of watching both of these fucking teams, to be honest. But there you go. That is our best bets for the final full week of bowl season in NFL Week 18. Take advantage of it. An incredible week of football ahead. We are going to make money. I can feel it. We need a 5-0 in the contest to get back into the money. And maybe we'll just do it in the week where we're just fucking throwing darts at the wall guessing. That's when we'll get them. Episode 248 is in the books. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
Bam?
Nope.
You're not going to say go fucking Steelers?
No.
No?
Not this time.
All right, y'all have a good one. Who dat?
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this pitch a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.